Let's turn it on. Okay, why can I not see the people out there? All right, so let's see if we can get this up. Okay, I believe we're feeding out to the folks out there. While I'm waiting for confirmation, you guys can let us know if there's any issues with our audio, video, anything like that. We appreciate that. While I'm waiting for that, I would ask everyone to go to hankstrange.com. Very important. If you go to hankstrange.com, also I just created a new tab in the menu called Strangerholics. If you guys go there, that's going to point you to all the different social media platforms, video sharing platforms, places you can support us like Patreon, all of that. I know everyone out there in my side of the world is very interested in those things right now, and we'll definitely talk about that going in here. Also on there you can find, we've got a merch tab as well. You can get the patches. We've got the patches out there. If I can actually get the patches the right side up. Bam! Is that the right? I don't know. Something like that. Almost the right side up. There you go. So you can get the patches on there while you're out there as well. We've got links that'll take you to Ballistic Ink and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see here. Let me throw my guests in here. It is Free for All Monday. I am going to smash the open button right now.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. Ring the bell, Walter. Ring the bell so you can be notified when we go live. I don't know, Walter. Where's the bell?
Ring the bell? That is a real bell. That's not like a...
There you go. Walter, thanks for ringing it, I guess. That's some kind of ring or whatever. The cows will not come home to that one. All right, make sure you guys do that. Big shout out to Barnauls, as you guys see right down there. Barnauls, Performance Steel, Case Ammunition, sponsoring the podcast. And we appreciate all of that kind of good stuff from them. What's up, Walt?
Dibs on Zemsic 254, 147 grain, 147 grain, 147.
Oh, okay. Lots of dibs getting called out there. This is episode 671. I'm entitling it Election Heist of the Century. Rick, you son of a bitch, I'm in. I don't know who knows where that line came from. But yes, Election Heist of the Century. Now what? Now what do we do? We'll talk about that and any other stuff you guys want to talk about. It is Free for All Monday, and then we are joined by Mike from MW Tactical. Mike, what's going on? What's up? There you go. Yes, Jazz. You know what? Let's go back, actually. Let's go back here. We completely forgot Jazz Hands. We can't not do Jazz Hands. Come on, let's get the Jazz Hands up there. No matter what happens in the world, we're alive. We're still happy. We're still happy.
Sun's still coming up. Sun's still going down.
We're not on drugs, you know. I can only speak for myself. I don't know. Babyface P, he's on something. That's good.
I'm always on something.
I don't know what is happening with his thing, but there you go. Okay, we got Mike from MW Tactical. Mike, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back. The shooting season is over with for me, but I still have one more match I'm going to be doing next month. So looking forward to that.
Okay, all right, awesome. And we were kind of talking behind the scenes. You've been very deep. I say you've been in a bunker, but you've been competing.
Yes, yeah, I've been on the range the whole time.
Been out there smashing it, hopefully winning some good guns.
I just got a new gun, thanks to those customs, but I didn't win it. So it's going to be my new competition gun going into the 2021 season.
Oh, okay, yeah. And by the way, all your guns are going to go up in value. I don't know if that. I don't know if that's a good thing and a bad thing, a blessing and a curse.
Word on the street. That's the word on the street. So not
that hasn't already been happening. We also have. Let's see. I'll go to Babyface. Are you ready? I don't know. Your camera.
I'm not doing anything. Is it changing on its own?
It's just tripping.
I'm not touching it.
That looks good right now. Don't mess with it.
It'll change. It'll change again.
Oh, okay. What's up, Babyface?
What is new about your setup there?
I put lights up so it's brighter because I feel like I'm always really dark.
Yeah. I mean, we can see the pink. You look pink instead of real pale, so that's a little bit better.
I figured it would look a little bit better. But the problem is the camera, the webcam has its own auto brightness and auto darkening built in, so it's trying to like pick what to focus on. As long as I don't move too much, I think I might be good.
Yeah, that it doesn't.
Can't be real animated until I figure out. I probably just need to buy a new one. This is only $720. I probably just need to go buy a 1080.
Oh, which model? What model are you using?
It's an ancient Microsoft LifeCam.
Oh, okay.
Old.
Oh, okay. There's a whole bunch of different things going up. James Miller said BFP is adjusting his mood lighting.
I wish I could say I were, but
yeah. Let me see. Someone had a comment here. Who was it? Someone put a hashtag in here. By the way, smash the thumbs ups, people. There's a whole bunch of hashtags. I'll have to go back and find those hashtags. Okay, we also got Walter Killer Keller joining us. He was a beach bum over the weekend. I know that. What's up with you, Walt?
I was at the beach for about a half an hour with all my clothes on, by the way. So.
What does that mean?
Well, it means we went to the beach in St. Augustine just to see the Atlantic Ocean. And with the tropical storm thing going down south, the wind was blowing hard and the surf was up. And yeah, so it was cool.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's nice. That's cool. Nice. Yeah. I think I found that. I think I found that thing. Let's see. It's from Tony Lawrence. Says hashtag Biden never my president. So were most people on this? I know Mike, you weren't thinking about this too much over the weekend. No. Was anyone else thinking about this over the weekend or?
Well, it's always I've spent way too much time allowing this to sit in my brain without it paying rent, so I'm trying not to, but no, I thought I went over a bunch of things going on over the weekend, and I want to definitely get into how it's effed Fox News is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You guys saw some of that, right?
Lots of different things.
Murdoch, the Murdoch, what she tweeted.
No, what was the Murdoch thing?
The owners of Fox News, for anybody that's not aware, the Murdochs, the wife tweeted out last week when they announced that Biden was the winner, saying, "We did it!" ! And then something below that about how she's so excited that Biden's the winner. And then you have people wondering why Fox News just decided out of the blue that, we're gonna say that Biden's the winner. We're gonna announce it when it's still not done yet. It's definitely not done yet.
Well, yes, it's not done, but a lot of things. This goes back to election night, right? So we were here doing that marathon on election night. We did 7.5 hours. And somewhere like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, everyone froze. They froze everything, and they froze it where like Biden had more points up on the board than Trump, but really you could see where Trump was winning, and if they put his points up on the board, they would have been even. Everything froze Tuesday or early Wednesday morning, and then nothing happened for 48 hours or something?
Pretty much.
Yeah, at least into Friday, then all of a sudden all the news outlets start coming out with that. I think Fox was part of that, but you can look at a bunch of different
Fox,
places or participate.
Held on for a little bit. They made call like 2 days ago saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna call it now. Biden is the winner." And there was a thing that went up today of one of their anchors. They're interviewing somebody about the minimal amount that they have to about fraud in the election, and the news anchor was like, she didn't realize she was still on camera and had a hot mic going and like was doing one of these sour faces going, "I thought we already." It's like, part of me is like, you don't call elections. That's not how elections work. Just because Fox Media or CNN says Biden's the winner doesn't mean it's done yet. So
I think a lot of these places participated in that. So if you're out there, if you're a political beast, which I am, I think Walter is, Patrick is. I think that if you're a political beast and you're looking at this, to me, it's pretty clear that there was an election heist going on, and it didn't start on election night. It started way before that, right? Lots of shenanigans. There's lots of shenanigans out there. I would recommend that Trump fight it as much as he can. At some point, we're going to get to a point where there's going to be lots of pressure on him to step aside and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately, like, what we can all do is what we mostly already did. We went and voted, and now there's people out there that are supposed to do their jobs. And, if there's corruption, find it, expose it, deal with it, all that kind of stuff. But I think after this, we can see where all the different social media platforms and the news media and all that, from now on, they'll be able to control every single election. That's just, to me, that's just the bottom line. That's just the way it goes from now on. Once they figured out they can do these kinds of things and get away with it, they're gonna keep doing it from now on. So, I think for me, what I want to say about this, no matter what happens, I'm gonna keep fighting for freedom and what I believe in, and doing what I could do, because that's what I could do. Other things are out of my hands. I can't fight that so much. So
that's one of the things I keep having to tell people, because there's a lot of doom and gloom in the Trump community. Jesus, this thing hates being bright. I'll fix it later.
Put your hand up there in front of the camera and let's see what happens.
It'll probably brighten up.
Yeah, let's see if it's Joe.
Something. It hates.
Jeff Bezos
Whatever.
Hacked into your camera, dude.
Yeah. So there's a lot of doom and gloom, and if you need to go take a walk. Don't watch media 24/7, and definitely don't be watching mainstream media at the moment, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. As far as I can tell, the mainstream media at the moment, even including Fox News, is pretty much on board with saying they're going to make it so that Trump has no recourse, even if he does find issues going down the line, and they flip a couple states or whatnot. They're trying to make it where the public opinion is so out against him that nobody's going to want to back him. So don't give up yet. Biden might be elected. You never know. But hold on. Don't give up yet. There's still another month of. Look at 2000. Just look at the 2000 election. 39 days for and they all predicted that what's his name was going to be the president-elect. And then Bush, it turns around and Bush took over. So
yeah, Kathleen Music says the media does not elect the president. Not in the world.
Exactly.
In the world that we live in now, they will try to do things. And I have very seldom voted for the person who I voted for actually won the election, right? I think one of the times I can remember that happened was back in 2016 when I voted for Trump and he won the election. So that's not the most important thing here, but I think it's pretty clear we've never seen anything like this in history where they basically paused this thing. They paused it, right? And there's been so much. I don't think it's just anecdotal or just making it up. There's lots of fraud and stuff like that that's been exposed. Those kinds of things keep coming out there. We're aware of that happening, right? There's lots of people coming forward and saying they just threw out all these Trump ballots, and people backdating things, and we can go on and on and on about it. Ultimately, we have to keep living our lives here, and if Biden is the president, and then he's going to start going after, let's say, right, what we do with this podcast, we mostly talk around the Second Amendment and the gun world, right? So we have to deal with that. But, we lived through Obama being the president for 8 years.
Yeah.
And going after things, so.
I have this really bad.
Yeah, but there's a lot of possibilities here that are really bad.
Possibilities.
Obama's a healthy man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Biden is not.
For sure.
If
Harris takes over and pushes
that female ends up being the president, you can only imagine what they'll pick for the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
It might, who knows what the freak show will look like then, and then it just gets weirder and weirder. So
one thing to put out though is
I'm
sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
No, I was saying, doesn't it go to the Speaker of the House if that was the scenario to take place for the Vice President?
The way it goes, if Biden, and listen, I don't even like the idea of wishing for someone's demise, so to speak. But if something happens to the president, the vice president becomes the president, right? And then who automatically becomes the vice president? Is it the Speaker of the House, or can they push someone forward to take the vice president slot?
Because the party picks them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They don't. The Speaker doesn't. No.
No.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, that's if everyone starts getting wiped out all in one, and a lot of people start getting wiped out. Then there's that line of succession, or succession, excuse me. If that stuff happens,
Succession.
Yeah, succession. And then let's keep in mind that there's Congress and stuff like that is up for grabs. Go ahead.
Remember, the founding fathers knew all this was going to happen. They had anticipated in the Constitution, as long as it's followed, as long as the Constitution is followed as it's supposed to be, things will be fine. The problem is when people stop following what we're supposed to do.
All of these shenanigans were well thought out 200 plus years ago.
Absolutely.
Nothing is different about the shenanigans except for the fact that there's a thing called television and radio and the internet. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, people have always been trying to steal things or influence things and all that. So
nothing different.
Yeah, I know there was some. Let me see, who's this? James Miller says Kamala Harris would pick Hillary as her VP.
No, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't.
Congress approval, right?
Does it really matter who's over on that side though? Like, does it is there someone reasonable? Is there someone who you think that's not going to be anti-gun?
No.
If there was somebody reasonable, would you have what you have right now?
No.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it matters like who's up there. It
does matter.
Why does it matter?
You constantly try to downplay the president's role. I'm not downplaying the president's role. What I'm saying to you, if the person who's up there is a Democrat from the current crop or field of Democrats, right? The people who are highlighted in the Democrat Party the way that they're thinking right now, you tell me who's the awesome one out of those people that you're like, oh, you know what? If it was this person, I wouldn't be so mad about it. There isn't any nationally.
There's not. They don't exist.
The reason why there isn't any nationally, because none of them have any money to do what they want. None of them have enough money to say, F you, I don't need your money, I'm doing this, like Trump did, okay? Mm-hmm. None of them do. None of them, zero. Not even Biden. He didn't got no money. Mm-hmm. He can't run a campaign on his own. Mm-hmm. Can't fly a jet on his own.
Yeah.
Can't pay for that.
Yeah.
Even if the Russians paid for it, he still couldn't do it. So, right. That's the difference. They're all beholden to the money people. Period. There's nothing else involved.
I think they're beholden to the money people, yes, and I think also like they've gotten super liberal and there's certain things they're going after. So what we're the most concerned about, and by the way, Rodney Brady, our friend, I'm just saying that, it says, is this a QAnon episode tonight?
It's not over. I don't understand how people think it's over.
Here we go. The whole QAnon thing and everything else. The Democrats, they want to take away conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you can't talk about them, or you can't talk about her, or you can't talk about this, because that's hate, that's mean, that's this, that's that, that's the whole thing that this is all about.
I'm a man, and I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to.
I don't like that biatch, and I don't like that old white fucker, because he's a thief. Okay, so I can say that, and I should be able to say that on the internet, and we might get turned off, but it's not going to stop me from saying it.
I think we're here to have conversations, and we have conversations about the things that are going on in the world at the time when this is happening, right? And this is something that's happening, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. The whole world's talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it, and you guys will get our perspectives. And it's 4 of us, and we all come from a different perspective, but we're all gun guys. We all believe in the Second Amendment. If someone here doesn't believe in the Second Amendment, let us know. But we believe in it, and we're going to look at that. And I think as human beings and as men, we game out the future of what's going to happen. And when we're talking about Biden, we're talking about a dude who is still up on a website of what he's going to do, when it comes to guns. Like right now, they're getting ready to drop he's going to put out the list of executive orders that he's going for. And if you really believe that guns are not going to be in there, then I don't know what to tell you.
You're a fool.
Remember though, if the Constitution works and things are in place correctly, it should be fine. That's the problem we are going to have though. Is will Barrett go along with Biden, or will Barrett buck the system? Because remember, when it comes to executive orders, every single executive order that comes down can be taken to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme
Yes, it
Court
can.
can decide whether that executive order is constitutional or not. So it's
Let me clarify. John Roberts will decide
John
whether
Roberts is
that's
going to be a lefty, guaranteed. We guarantee he's going to. Roberts is always a flip flopper. He hates guns for whatever reason.
well,
Barrett is our
that's tough one.
yeah. Barrett's. I mean, we'll see what she does. She's the unknown number at the moment.
Well,
so.
I'll give Trump this, and I'll give whoever the Republicans this. They got that done before this monkey business started.
You know, something that
because maybe they had a feeling this was going to happen.
There's something that I'm learning here, and I hate to say this, but the more I read about the Republicans, the less I feel that Trump is a Republican, because they're not backing his plays, especially in this going on now. None of them are backing his plays. All of them want to bow out and say, okay, just concede to Biden. So none of them, because what happens, the other part of this is, if this were to go all the way to the Supreme Court, and the courts would have to then kick it down to the House to decide, every single one of those people on the House is going to have to vote on who they want president. None of them want that to happen because they don't want that on the record. So that's why all of the Republicans now are going, oh, just concede to Biden. Is they don't want that record. They don't want to say they gave it to Trump.
And all those people, well, let me just say it. Yeah, it's just.
So I really don't think Trump represents the old school Republicans any longer, which is great. I think it's time to make some changes to the party.
I think there's a bunch of people, we call them politicians. They like to control other people, and it's a little bit like the stock market, right? Everyone that's involved in that wins one way or the other, right? And the actual people who are out there in the world living are mostly the ones that suffers. I think in general, the Republicans out there, they don't really lose. They get to juggle power. Democrats get to juggle power. You know, maybe I would agree with you. I think I've been telling you for a while now. Not water, though. Sorry. I think for a while I've been saying to you guys that Trump became president without the Republican Party. And a lot of problems he's been having has come more from Republicans than Democrats. We just look at a lot of that stuff. Thanks, Bo. And we think that it's the Democrats doing things. A lot of leaks and all that kind of stuff is from the Republican side.
Did you see Romney coming out on CNN the other day saying, give it up? Like, what's Trump doing? How crazy is this? Yeah. That guy is a fool. I don't know how anybody could vote.
Yeah.
PUSSY.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what. Come on, man. Just
Atomic Bull says the problem with Republicans, most of them are really Democrats. Most of these people are in the same boat right now. No matter what, they have power. So for me, the way I'm looking at the Second Amendment, the gun world, this is where I have the power and the ability to defend myself. When they really cross that line and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna come take this from you, or you have to do this, or we're gonna take away your freedom. This is where it counts to me, and this is maybe where it counts to a lot of the people who are out there who are listening to us, right? Who support us, regardless of who I'm talking about here, whether it's Mike or Patrick or Walter. There's people out there who care about this, and that's really where it comes down to it, right? And I know that he could, as far as I'm concerned, with the Biden presidency, they can make up whatever executive orders they want. They could do whatever they want to do. I'm not complying with that.
No.
I'm not going to give up anything. I'm not selling my guns back to anyone or doing any of that nonsense that they're talking
They're going to be, that stuff's going to be tied up in the courts for years.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Because it just ain't going to float. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But my main point, I guess, is don't give up yet. People dooming and glooming. It's not over yet. Keep your hopes up. Expect a Biden presidency, I'd say. That's a worst case scenario is just expect the Biden presidency and know what to do. Make contingency plans on what you're going to do with that. But don't give up. Don't fall for this false media narrative that it's over because Fox News on a whim decided to call it. It's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Fox.
Our Constitution is a lot stronger than one media organization. Sorry.
But there's a lot of things in play here. Let me get this from Average Joe Tube. Shout out to Joe, by the way. He says old school politics are two wings to the same predatorial government vulture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I agree with that.
Money and power.
Well-
The reason they don't want to get behind Trump is because they run the risk of losing their power, which loses them money. So
Yeah, they just want to get back to the normal.
they
cash cows.
all of them. I really honestly think all of them want to go back to the sleepy American average status quo, where people aren't paying attention to the corrupt shit that they're doing.
There's
and watching Dancing with Stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think at this density of where the world is, there's some dudes who want the world to be a certain way, and they just need to have massive control over people. And it doesn't really, I don't even think that these two parties are looking at it like the way we think that they are, right? They just want to make sure they have massive control. There's lots of Republicans out there who want gun control. There's lots of places, including Florida, that we can look at gun control put in by Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so to me, at the end of the day, like I know who I voted for. I know what I believe in. I went out there, I voted. Then there's things that are out of my hand. There's things that are in my hands, though. I can choose to comply with shit and then wind up just part of the machinery or whatever.
And then
I refuse to do that.
Part of the other thing here, aside from complying, is you can choose to let these negative thoughts live in your head rent-free, or you can choose to not, and you know, don't wake up feeling bad about the world because of it.
Yeah. And if you're not happy, get out there and do something about it. If you're alive, you could do something. Past this election, there's more elections. Next year, there's elections. After that, there's more. After that,
we did.
More.
I'm proud of how Florida did. We did very well down here. A lot of Republicans took office. I say Republicans. I think the ones that I voted for were conservative. So I'm hoping that that's how it pans out. But we did pretty well there. We got, for our district, we got some crazy. We were running a conservative versus some crazy lefty, like progressive crazy lefties, and the lefties all got like BTFO'd really hard.
I said, I think that happened around the country, not everywhere, but in places where the places went red, but they were controlled by Democrats, and that's where everything got suspended and then flipped. So,
I know this is a joke, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on anybody, but I have changed my phrasing from "oh, my guns got lost in a boating accident" to "come and fucking take them."
Fuck around and find out.
I'm done with this joke of, and again, I know people are posting that as a joke. I'm not like getting on to people, but it's like we need to change our opinions here. Of, oh, I lost it in a boating accident, to come on, try it. Come try it. We're gonna have some fun.
I'm not saying anything got lost in a boating accident. I'm not burying anything. Not giving up anything.
Giving up shit.
Not playing that game. Not complying with anything. Brick says, hey, the show's sponsored by Barnauls. I picked up 500 rounds at the gun show this weekend. Didn't know they were a sponsor. Yes. That's a new thing that happened. Kermit Loves Bacon says he sent me a text message. Okay, I got it. I'll check into that, Kermit.
See, that's part of my frustration here is, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track as you're checking your phone. Check your phone. I'll say my.
Okay, go ahead. Get off track.
Free and fair and honest elections is the name of the game. If Joe Biden, if all of this comes down, we recount votes, and it's proven that Biden won, I can't be mad at the election system. I can be mad that, I can be upset that we have what I consider a shit president in, but I can't be mad that the system worked the way it was supposed to. I don't feel confident that the system is working the way it's supposed to.
There's a lot of shit.
And it hasn't been for a long time. It hasn't been working the way it's supposed to for a long time. It didn't happen now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do you think they wanted the mail-in voting?
Exactly.
One reason. COVID. Oh, you're not concerned about your health. They could give a shit about your health.
Did you see the celebrations going on when they announced it? People whipping off their face. Nobody gives a shit about COVID.
Listen,
yeah, and one thing that really pisses me off about Biden is they talking about this national mask mandate.
They can shove that.
I'm all for starting a fuck your mask movement.
Yeah.
Shove your mask up your ass. Wipe your butt with your mask. You're safer that way.
I don't
it's
think.
like-
I think there's there's lots of places in America that they're not going to go along with that. And this is what I mean. There's lots of things out. Let's say we take the Second Amendment and the gun stuff and put it in a box. And
Set it aside.
and someone looking at us is like, oh, these guys are just mad because they think they're gonna. I'm not losing any guns. I'm not losing any guns. I'm just telling you guys. I'm not losing any guns. I'm gonna die owning a lot of guns.
Pretty much.
I said
Take
the other
that
night on
however
the
you want
show,
to take it. So
you have to look beyond the guns thing.
So now let's look beyond that. What exactly these people could shut down America for the next 4 years if they want to? Every time someone gets the flu.
I do believe, Patrick, if you want to be mad at somebody, just look through your neighborhood.
No, I
mean, look at all the people. Half the people that are around you are so, I don't want to say, I'll say ignorant, that they'll vote for somebody that they know nothing about because they don't like Trump. And that's what it's about. A lot of these people think he's mean and he's arrogant and he's this and he's that, and they won't vote for him because of that. It's not because they support Biden's policies. Yep. It's just because I just don't like him, and it's like, well, okay then, There's a phrase when Bush got out of office, they go, do you miss me now?
Well, so here's the thing. So we're all dudes here, right? We're all dudes. So as dudes, do you guys remember a friend of yours who wanted to mess around with this chick and you knew how crazy that chick was and you're like, dude, don't do it?
I might have been the one messing around with the crazy chick.
Okay. So, but ultimately, you can't stop your friend from doing that, right? If you believe in freedom, that person has the right to go out there and do crazy stuff, even though you can see what's coming. What do? Okay. Now, later on, somewhere down the line, they want to complain to you about something. Hey, this is... You wanted to mess with this chick, or you wanted it this way, or you were happy it was this way, and you think that this is going to solve everything. So
when your taxes go up?
Yeah, either it solves everything or it doesn't. We'll find out. We'll find out. It's one of those situations. But when these guys are saying that they're going to lock back down the country, remember
there you go.
Most of the country's still been going because, for example, Florida never really went into a lockdown.
We semi-did, but it wasn't.
In the beginning,
not really.
Yes, we did.
I never locked down.
Well, I didn't either because I own my own business.
Yeah. So far as I know, Lola never stopped working. Yeah. Let's let Mike chime in. By the way,
get a word
Mike, you can jump in here with us, man.
Yeah.
Be rude.
Yeah.
Well, my whole take on everything is this. By me serving in the military, I always believe everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say because that was one of the reasons why I joined the military, so we can have the freedoms that we do have. Now, I do believe a small percentage of Americans did vote on the perception of whatever it may be, color or politics, right? But a lot of people do believe like the government was going the way it shouldn't go, but a lot of people are also looking at it as far as being fair across the board. Whereas is one side going to be more fair to the other side, or are we going to be indifferent all the time? Because technically when you look at it, justice is not blind.
Can we get into this? Sorry, the whole my fairness thing kind of it triggered me. I'm shaking. I'm just frothing at the mouth.
The what?
Can we get into this whole new thing happening now over the weekend of all the lefties going? We just need to reunify. Everybody just needs to get along.
Oh now. Yeah, now they're all happy with themselves.
How about you shove that right up here?
Yeah.
Okay, listen for a second. Wait. Before we go down that thing, I want to make sure that we heard what Mike just said. Okay, so Mike, the point that what's the point that you're making with that?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just the right, and you vote for whatever you vote for, but whatever you're voting for, do the research and don't blind vote. So for instance, there was somebody I was talking to here in Columbia, South Carolina, and of course, I was talking about, hey, get out there, vote, this, that, or another. And she was more along the lines of, hey, I'm voting for this person because of, and I was like, you're looking at it all wrong, right? You can't look at the color of somebody's skin and say they're going to look out for your better interests.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if that person is paid off or have some other form of agenda that you don't necessarily agree with?
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's just do the research and make the best sound decision that you can make.
Yeah, and I think I see exactly what you're saying there. Here's the problem. When you're dealing in issues like this, where it's the majority of people, I think we need to realize that just the way we're living today versus maybe the way that we used to live, most people are less informed than they used to be. So making an informed decision is very difficult. Like, we're kind of I guess we're probably on different levels of being informed. But when I talk to folks out there in the real world outside of what we do, they're not looking. They're just working and thinking about like having fun and partying or whatever. No one's really thinking about what's happening in their world. Is their life better or worse? No one's thinking, oh, right now business is booming, even though like what's going on around the world, lots of people are going out of business. We're still doing well. They're not thinking about all that. Sometimes they chime into the news, or a friend or someone on Facebook tells them the way that things are, and they don't actually take the time to look at it and analyze what's going on. So if you're looking at, let's say, Trump being the president, they're looking at it in a very skewed way instead of saying to themselves, well, when I look around me, I still have a job. I'm still doing good. I'm making more money or whatever it is, right? And doing well, even though there was this virus that came from outside of America, hit everyone in the world. There's a lot.
I'm sorry, where did it come from?
From China. But there's a lot. Most of the people out there, if you talk to them, they'll just go, oh, no, this is like Trump created this thing and he didn't do anything about the virus. And, he made there's a couple 100,000 people that died because of him. They're not looking at it that it's 370 million people in America. And compared to other countries, we didn't do as badly as those countries. And really, the deaths that we had were very close to the deaths we would have had anyway. And on top of that, what are you supposed to do? If you lock down everyone for that small percentage of what's going on and you lock down the whole country, where does that money come from to keep everyone going? Like if you just create universal basic income, where's that money coming from? Who's paying for everyone to just stay home and hide out from a virus that you still can't hide out from? So I think, to me, when I look at people and when I ask them things, it's not like, oh, you have to love Trump, or I don't love Trump or Republicans or Democrats or Biden or anyone. I love my family. Okay? And I'm thinking about my family's safety, health, well-being, okay, and how we're going to live in the world now and going forward. And I'm analyzing a lot of things that are happening, but most people out there, they their news and their source of this is very limited to either what their friends are telling them or what a very skewed media is telling them, like, hey, all the problems we have are based on this one person, which is just not true. So, I think that's the. Go ahead, Mike.
I was saying that, which backs up what I said, mainly getting active in your community, because how hard is it to contact your representative, ask questions to get informed? You can call or email, or even just walk down to the office. So you have the options. It's just people are, as we already determined, misinformed. But at the same time, this microwave society of people just being lazy and just sitting back waiting for the plate to come to them, it's not going to get anything accomplished.
Yeah. And ultimately, regardless of what we have to do or what happens in the world. So, for example, I know some people don't want to hear it. So you have a President Biden, okay? And he starts putting out executive orders and banning this thing and saying we're going to shut down the country. And okay, now this is like, everyone's going to make this whatever it is that they've promised, and they start doing that. Now who do people blame when businesses start going, yeah, I can't pay everyone, $20 an hour and they just started working.
All right. Y'all need to stop that right now, because you know what's going to happen is now that there's the Democrats in the Congress and the Presidente, they're going to start handing money out like you ain't never seen before, my friend. That's how they're going to do this stuff. And they're not going to argue about, oh, well, this is not right and that's not right. Start signing the checks. Start printing the money.
Sure.
That's what they're doing.
And then at some point, that's going to catch up to us. At some point, it's going to catch up to us, and we'll have to pay for it. And when people are looking around trying to figure out, oh, well, what's happening here?
No. Look. I hate to say this, but there is so much ability to check information. You have a portable computer in your hand that's like a supercomputer. You can fact check everything out there right here in your hand. Are they going to do that? Nah, they ain't going to do that. They're too freaking lazy to do that stuff. So you think they're going to, when it comes time with, it's easy just to blame somebody.
Most people don't care. Let me just get this in, okay? Because we got some super chats. I got to recognize these people. Flying Rich did this a while ago. He said, he gave us $5. He says, Hank, why did we dig all those holes in your yard? I don't even know what you're talking about. You must have been working with the moles or something, living on my property.
He must have been digging a hole to go poop in. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I could just tell you that right now. Let's see. No, not the pooping. The digging. Yeah. Flying Rich didn't dig any. As a matter of fact, he was over at my place, and I was like, you know what? This place is really messy. I need to. Yeah, I need to. And he was like, "No, I'm not. I don't even want to. I don't want to hear that." So let's get this other one in. Hold on a second. SoCal Gunner gave us a couple of bucks here. He says too many low information voters.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Problem there.
That's everywhere. That's everywhere. Go ahead.
People have been duped. Dumb people have been duped by snake oil salesmen since the dawn of time. It's never going to go away. That's never going to happen.
Every 4 years, they fall for the same mantra. The black folk fall for the thing that the Republicans are trying to kill them or keep them down, and when it's just the opposite. And then, the old people, they're still going to take their Social Security away, which is stupid. And it shows how many ignorant old people there are. And it just goes on and on. The same routine every 4 years by the politicians.
Yeah, a lot of times young people think that you could just solve everything by giving it to everyone, and it's not coming from everyone because they're not paying taxes. When they start paying taxes, then they're like, wait a second. Hold on. Why are they taking this money out of my check?
I made
this is all the stuff you were giving away.
Yeah, where's all my money going? Well, you should have thought of that.
And I think it's the same thing when it comes to if people were looking. So, for example, like we've been doing this podcast here for a couple of years, right? And we've talked about what's going on with cops and all that kind of stuff. So when you have a police officer, let's say a white police officer, kills a black guy, right? That person winds up dead, whatever happened. Everyone looks at it and goes, okay, this was racism, and we got to burn down our town now because of this. No one thinks, okay, where do we live? Who runs our town? Wait, it's Democrats. Our mayor's a Democrat, and our governor's a Democrat, and they're the people in charge of the cops, and they never trained these cops. They never properly vetted them. They never figured out, like, hey, this cop has a problem. They didn't do any of that. And then they go, the people who are running the place are Democrats, and they tell their own people, oh, this is Trump. This is like some other people outside that came in here and made this cop terrible, and it has nothing to do with us. And then the people burn down their town. And whoever's running those places, they can go somewhere else. They could do something else. But you just destroyed your town, and you voted these idiots in that run the cops. And that's what I mean when I say there's folks out there who are not informed. You're in charge of everywhere around the country. You're in charge of voting for your mayor and your your sheriff and your governor and all this kind of stuff that are supposed to be in charge of the cops. And if you're having problems in these states and you look and you see it's run by Democrats, is it the Democrats' fault or is it the Republicans' fault? Is it that governor's fault or is it Trump's fault? I think that's the thing to think about. SoCal Gunner says, Low information voters are controlled by the most effective devil in America, the media, as Maj puts it.
And you forgot one there. Hollywood!
Oh, God.
Hollywood as well. Yeah.
Because they follow these people like they're gods. And that includes music industry too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw them all in one big clump. And they follow these people like they're gods, and they know what. And most of these people are they're not much smarter than the low information voters, and they do what these and they follow these people, and you get what you get. So.
Yeah. By the way, for the folks out there, we have a lot of people joining us. Help us out here. Smash the thumbs ups.
Hit the button.
Wait, hold on a second. So Jefferson Martial Arts was trying to ask a question. Let me go back.
Yeah, ask a question as a black man.
I'm trying to see the question he's asking.
Did the black person do it?
The question he asked is, what did the black person do, is the first thing I asked. So
And that's the way it should be.
Conversation between Armament and him. And then
okay.
he just what did the black person do? That's the first thing I asked.
I found it. Yeah. Mike, look at you being on top of everything.
I mean, I get a chance. Come on here. I do read.
When you were going on about the Democrats running places,
Mm-hmm.
you also remember a lot of these people and certain folks have been in the Democratic, let's say, system
Mm-hmm.
for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
being on the government cheese, being this, they went to government schools, this, that, and they're kind of a product of that also,
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take that into account too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame it all on the cops, because 9 times out of 10, the police are thrown into situations they don't want to be there. When you throw a cop into some domestic situation where people are drunk and out of control, and next thing you know, somebody gets shot. You got to look both ways at you got to look at the people doing the stuff, and you got to look at the police too.
How many times did we have the cop conversation on here? I know I had it with Mike.
Over and over and over.
For a fact, I know I had it with Mike. For a fact, I remember Mike raising money to help train cops, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, had that conversation with you, Walter, many times. Patrick, you remember we had that conversation. Remember when Crump got mad and we had my friend on? We've had this conversation so many times. And the thing is that we're trying to fix it, because I think whether your neighborhood, there's black people that live in bad neighborhoods and white people who live in bad neighborhoods. Regardless of what your racial background is, if you live in a bad neighborhood and there's issues going on there, you want to fix it, especially if you have kids and your kids are going out there in the world. You don't want this problem. You want to fix it. And if you really want to fix something, you have to find out what it is. It can't be like voodoo to what you're going to fix, because you're not going to get a solution. You actually have to sit down there and look at the problem and go, okay, this cop is a problem. This whole police department might be a problem. Who hired these
This politician's
guys?
a problem.
Yeah, you have to see who's behind them, right?
It's not always the police.
I'm not saying it's always the police, but first of all, in a police department, every police officer is not perfect. So, but inside of that police department, there are people in charge of that, right?
And they're politicians.
Yeah. So, but they should be accountable to someone then.
I'm not arguing with you there.
Yeah.
But
and outside, no. But that's what we should be doing. If we want to actually fix things, that's what we should be doing. But we don't live in a country where we deal with things like that anymore. When something happens, it's voodoo. For all these people who say these guys don't believe in saving the environment and all that, they think it's just nonsense. Everything that they look at fixing, they look at it from a voodoo perspective, right? They just look at it, it's like, oh, this is the big bag boogeyman that came in here and killed my kid, or that did this bad thing in the neighborhood. Instead of figuring out exactly where does that come from and who's in charge of that. And always, when you're having problems, the person who you should always blame is you. So if you live there and you don't like the cops, what have you done to secure your neighborhood that you live in? And if you say, "Oh, I can't do anything. I can't have guns." Oh. It's like Coming to America and Eddie Murphy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. If you can't defend your neighborhood and you can't keep the drug dealers down or whatever it is, that's the first thing you need to find out. Like, why can't I defend my neighborhood? Why can't I keep my children safe?
Oh, why can't I? Oh, man, it goes in a bad direction. So
Yeah.
why can't I control myself in a lot of situations?
Yeah.
Why do I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over? You know,
Start from you and work your way out with that problem. L228 gave us a couple of bucks here. He says the 3 branches of government in 2020: banks. Hold on.
media.
Banks, media, Hollywood.
Say it.
Yeah, banks, media / Hollywood, LGBTQ.
Say it.
Yeah,
Yep.
And shout out to Elfsters. I see Elfsters rifle and reloading out there as well. Average Joe Tube is messing with Mike.
I just saw that.
Fine Rich says Parler is non-responsive.
Okay, so Parler, so many people are getting onto Parler right now. It's crashing.
They're crashing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, but that means they can't handle traffic.
No.
That
They
can
have to
be
upgrade.
resolved
Yeah.
easily.
They just
knowing-
got up, so,
Yeah, knowing how all of that works, I can tell you that is very easy to resolve if they get the right stuff in place.
It takes this to do that. Too.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is it
Yeah.
does take that.
Yeah.
So what's the thing about Paula? Because when I checked social media, everybody was posting their Paula accounts, and I was like, "What is Paula?" First of all, and
Mhm.
I was
It's
like, "Oh."
supposedly a free and open Twitter.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what they're kind of banking it on. I hope that's what it actually ends up becoming, but that's what they're working towards.
Until the freak show shows up there.
Well, no, I invite the freak shows. I want all of them on
Oh, I
there.
mean the illegal freak show.
The more so first of all, I think Mike asked a good question. Okay, I actually so Elfsters has a message for Babyface. He says he's keeping an eye out for primers, and he's watching us and reloading, which I could throw up here on the screen. He's
I
reloading
did some
stuff while
I did
he's
some
watching
tests
us.
over the weekend with some 147. Oh, actually, are they sitting around here to show off? They are not. Oh no, they are. They are. I can show this legally. YouTube won't get too mad about this. So I did some testing over the weekend. Let me see. Can you see that?
No, okay. Let's see.
There it is.
Fine.
Look at those shiny
Okay,
federal
is that-
HSTs.
You reloaded those?
Yep, I reloaded these. I bought 1,000 of them, 1,000 of the bullets the other day.
Oh right, yes, I remember that.
So yeah, they're a little too light. I think I'm gonna load these. I did some. That's why I came over the weekend was to test these. Out of the
Yeah.
MP5, they only go about 800 to 820 FPS. So I think I'm gonna bump it up a little bit, make them a little bit hotter, but I still want to keep them subsonic.
Yeah.
So, but they shot great. They
Did you
right
shoot
on.
those in the MP5?
shot great.
Okay. All right.
Quiet.
By the way, Lola's looking for you because you left the ambulance open.
Oh, did I? Crap.
I didn't
Yeah, I
know
did
this,
bring
so
the trash bag in.
it was open overnight, but I didn't.
Raccoons are living in there now. It's too late.
There's probably
You just
already
gotta-
stuff living in there. I don't think we found out until Richard came over.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so that's good. So those are a little bit too light.
I want a little bit more velocity out of it, so I'm going to bump up just a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
I think then those 1,000 that you loaded should be used in a machine gun.
I would
Walt?
love to
That's
once I
machine
get
gun
enough.
fodder.
Once I get enough primers to do that, I would love to do some full auto shooting. But
Okay, so listen, let's go to Parler. Because Mike asked the question, what is Parler? It's a social media platform. It was I think it's at least supported by conservatives, or there's a lot of conservatives over there. It's been out for a while. I think it's been out for at least a year. And I will share my phone with you guys, and I can go over there and show you. I've got a bunch of social media things. But this is Parler, and this is what it looks like right now. Let me see if I can go. I can smash the home button. It's kind of crashing all the time. Because everyone's trying to... See, it says networking timeout.
But remember, that's it.
Everyone's trying to get on
With money, as long as they're bringing in the money, that's an easy fix. Easy fix.
Yeah, so I'm on there at Hank Strange. Babyface, you're Babyface Pete? Oh,
Babyface Pete.
networking error. Oh, network. Okay, let me see if I can find Babyface Pete. I think I'm following you. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Nope, not letting me search. Oh yeah, that's crashing out big time right now.
So Patrick, is that just a matter of actually physically buying more servers?
So everything is nowadays back in the 2000s to 2010s and maybe 2012s. It was you physically had to purchase things like that. Now everything's cloud based. They're I can almost guarantee they're using Amazon Web Services for everything. All they have to do is update their go in and just allocate more resources to their website.
They probably didn't expect this over the last 48 hours or whatever.
No, I guarantee.
What has fed this frenzy?
Basically, what happened with the elections? The elections being stolen. People realize, shit.
But somebody had to start the ball rolling.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, look, when everyone's looking at it, we've been going through this for weeks now. Every time we post something on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you get the least they do is put some kind of warning below what you posted.
And those
right?
fact checkers are have you seen how much BS those fact checkers put out?
Dude, we had Facebook was using the French AP as a fact checker. Yeah. Remember Crump wrote that story in AMOLAND News? The French AP was fact checking shit in America.
It gets worse than that. People will put out statements like Trump left the White House today in blue pants and did this and fact check. That's totally incorrect. He actually was wearing green pants today, so that's totally incorrect. And they're finding the most minute things that they can call a bogus claim on. Actually, it was this other thing over here. So.
Also, people started getting kicked off. Like I think Guns and Gear got kicked off of Instagram for the 20th time.
It's time for Twitter to go under, but that's not going to happen. And really, what's going to happen is it's going to be the left will be using Twitter and the right will be using Parler, and nobody's going to communicate in the middle. I don't know why anybody goes on Twitter anyways. It's just a cesspool of... You're going there to look for things to fight about. That's it. As far as I'm aware.
From the guy that goes on... What's that thing you go on again?
4chan?
4chan. What's the other one that you're always getting?
That's the only one I'm on.
It's
I
just
don't go
4chan.
On Reddit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't gone on Reddit for the last 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
Because of what they've turned into.
4chan.
Oh, God, you don't go down this. Don't go down this.
Me too, Mike. What is that?
4chan's an internet image hosting site.
Oh, okay.
Blog site, image hosting site. But I go on Poll.
It's basically Shit Stirrers Anonymous.
Yeah, Poll tends to be the extreme far right, even more far right than me. But the reason, and I've told this to people before, I like going on Poll and even just getting my news.
You like going on Poll? That's what I heard that too.
I guess that's a bad way to say it. I like going on 4chan and even getting my active news on 4chan. One, because they are faster typically than Twitter. Okay. Or at the same speed of getting information.
You're always hitting me up with shit from there. Let me ask you this. This is going to be the test about 4chan. Are you willing to tell us all who you are on 4chan?
It's anonymous. There's no user. It's all anonymous.
Oh, there you go.
But the other reason why I really like going on there, and it's not just because they somewhat agree, I somewhat fit into them, to their opinions. I know their biases. When you go on places like 4chan, where it's a cesspool of underground basement dwellers, or so the media likes to say, you know what you're getting into, and you know what biases they have. So when you read something about like being a Nazi or whatever, you're like, the guy doesn't really mean it. He's a basement dweller. He's not really saying that, So knowing the bias is so much better than having somebody try to pull the wool over your eyes, like going to mainstream media, where they're trying to pretend like they're your friend, and then it's they're not. Obviously, they have their own agenda.
Yeah. By the way, Average Joe Tube says Parler is co-owned by Dan Bongino. Flying Rich says the same thing. Dan Bongino is an investor in Parler. So there you go. Kiaski says cloud is scalable. I'm sure that they'll be able to scale this all up.
It just takes money.
Yeah. So I don't think James Mermaid says poll. Are you a pollster?
It's like a dirty word now.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's gonna take that sample of you like, I like going on pole.
It's out there for the world forever.
I want the pole.
It's out there forever now.
Armament and strip armament. I messed this up. Armament and
Armament
access.
strip act.
Armament and access says pole strip club. No, that's not even.
On a
That's not
good
even-
day, weigh about 190 and have no upper body strength anymore. There's no way.
I don't even like the. I don't
No.
even want that thought in my mind. On Friday, Walter. Was it Friday, Walter? No, the Thursday.
What
Banana hammock.
Thursday, Walter,
What?
you were showing the Safety Harbor lowers. What's up with those, by the way?
They're off to the anodizers. They're
Off
off
to
the
that.
anodizers.
Yeah.
Oh, are you getting ready for Obama 2.0? Get that money back in the bank?
So he's.
I'm going to continue to answer the question Hank asked me, and I'm trying. And I'm look here. Let's look at reality here. Biden's going to be the president. Okay, I've came to that conclusion after all this is said and done, unless there's some major coming out and people say I did this or I did that, he's going to be the president. So I've been prepared for it.
It's a capitalist society, my friend.
And this is not based on the Hillary plan. This has a little more. I think this is a little more. Yeah. So I know I don't want to be negative. I love to see him pull it off, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it ain't going.
So this is going to be a seesaw for the next couple of years because having Biden and Harris in the White House is initially like gun sales were already up, just really went up. Like I saw people saying that there, gun sales, like their stores were already selling out, but now there's lines that they never saw. All of a sudden there's a bunch of lines and things like that going out the door. It's going to have that. But on the flip side of that, when you start taxing businesses, when you start making it more difficult, when the ATF now has a mandate, all that crap we were talking about with the ATF going after...
They now have political cover to do whatever they want.
Yes, ATF has political cover, but guess who else also has political cover? And this comes back to the whole question of why everyone's going to Parler. The social media platforms are going to have political cover to start deplatforming people.
Absolutely.
Like grand scale.
Wide scale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably so.
It's happening.
Guess what? I'm making more lowers.
Yeah.
Good. I'm not shitting on you for it. I think it's a
And
great idea. If there's a market for it, feed the hell out of that market. And I am so on board with proliferating firearms to everybody possible. I love it.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to the Gun Snob. I think he's out of here. Shout out to the Gun Snob. Thanks for joining us. Everyone smash the thumbs ups out there, including you, Gun Snob, before you get out of here. Thank you.
And one last thing about all those new gun owners that we had so much faith in. So much promise, so much
I had
hope.
no faith.
Yeah,
So much hope.
I didn't have this. I don't know what Walter's talking about.
Those new gun owners, they're gonna be so They're gonna be so.
They already knew where those new gun owners were at.
Most of those new gun owners are not buying a gun because they're buying a gun because they're scared. That's why they're buying a new gun. They're not buying a gun because they want to be politically active. They're scared.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah.
I can tell you classes in this area have shot up, whereas a lot of people are wanting classes and people will contact you if you know how to shoot a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hits you up and I just want to get some training.
I'm happy that they're trying to learn. That's a good thing. But that still doesn't mean that they're going to be politically active and support the.
It takes a couple of years. Everyone's not gonna come along, right? Because a lot of these things are human being things. So I know people who are diehard liberals and Democrats, but they love guns. So, but some of those people will discover guns and discover the Second Amendment and the Constitution and start asking questions and maybe come over to our side. I think.
When they'll get excited.
In time.
When they get excited, they'll get excited when somebody says, "Turn your gun in," and they're not going to give you money for it. These people who think they're going to pay you for your guns, you are dreaming. That is like you can choose your doctor. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember Obamacare? You can choose your own doctor. You remember that? Remember that whole thing?
Garbage that was.
Trust me, I suffered big time in that. Thing because
Marley was paying so much. Oh God, her bill was huge.
well, I know Lola and I used to pay extra because I have Crohn's disease and I have had it since I was about 24 or something like that. So we paid extra to have what they call a Cadillac policy. And when Obamacare kicked in, they were like, "Nah, that's done." So
I have
all of a
news for you,
sudden,
my
you
friend.
have to like start going with generics and things that don't work and all that. And I've been dealing with that for years.
Yep.
Way before Obamacare kicked in, way before they approved that, the medical stuff was shooting up astronomically because they knew what was coming. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a couple of things here. Night Train says loving guns and supporting the Second Amendment is mutually exclusive. I wish I could tell you that was true.
Yeah, it's
true for me. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I don't want to speak for other people. It's true for me, but it's not true for everyone out there.
What was true? I'm sorry.
So Night Train says loving guns and supporting the Second Amendment is mutually exclusive.
No, they're not mutually exclusive. They're this. You can't have one without the other.
Yes, but what I'm
you can have one without the other, but you can't have the other without the one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
But there's some people who love guns and don't believe in the Second Amendment, the Constitution, or any of that shit. They don't.
Yeah, so their gun love will go out the window if their local government decides to crack down on them.
Yeah, or they just don't care. They feel like, hey, I've got my guns. I don't give a crap. You know.
There are lots of those out there that say, I got my magazines, I got my ammo. I don't care about anybody else.
Yeah. There's people. I mean, we know that. There's folks out there, and trust me, there's lots of information. There's folks out there who seem like they're gun guys, and behind the scenes, they're trying to like support Biden, get people to go along. Oh, maybe be reasonable. You can give up.
I love that. Be reasonable.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've decided. It's no longer. Stop being reasonable with people.
Yeah,
that's over.
There's no need to compromise. There's no need to.
No.
This concept that you give some and you'll get some.
No, that is some bogus.
You don't get anything back from people who don't think rationally.
Yep.
Mike, were you going to say something?
No, I was just readjusting myself.
Oh, okay. You got to jump in here with us, Mike. You are too polite, sir.
Well, you already know my stance on one thing I really don't like talking publicly is politics and religion. So if it's something that's said, when it hits that edge, I'll jump in on that and then I'll pull back, you know. So
Okay.
it's just something that stuck with me from the military. And
you don't want to be militant like the rest of them. Mike is like, when they start coming for these dudes.
Unfortunately, Monday night might not be your night then, because that's all we're talking about.
It's all good. It's a learning experience.
I was telling Mike, I was like, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but this is gonna be.
Yeah, you didn't warn me at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now we don't hold back on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Another area that I think people have made grave mistakes in is this legalization of marijuana. Because you cannot legalize marijuana and you cannot be a gun owner legally because
I think that's a governmental problem.
The anti people know this too. That's why they're pushing this because I don't see it going away on the 4473. I don't see it going away.
I more think, but that does give them ammunition that they can come back and say, you lied on your 4473. That's a federal offense.
I don't think they're going to get rid of it because they want to do it. They're just, it's going to be selective what happens here, I think.
But, these people say, I'm all for all this stuff. And actually, I'm not against it either.
No,
but
I don't care what people put in their bodies.
Until it's federally cool.
Yeah. I won't be doing it.
The only thing I think, and I'm a big nerd, so I mean I can hardly handle like freaking wine spritzer. But if you're gonna put chemicals in your body that alter your state and then put other people's lives at risk, that's messed up. You know,
Straight
and I
to
think
jail.
there's something wrong with that. Yes, and if you kill people when you do that, we don't need you.
Straight to the rope.
Yeah, we don't need you. But that happens all the time, right? There's lots of crazy things that are happening in the world here. So before we move on from this, I just want to tell you, Babyface, what I was trying to say about Walter's the lowers. Walter's coming out with some Safety Harbor lowers, and all of them are going to have Safety Harbor firearms on them. Some of them are going to have Civis Pacem Parabellum. He's got a cool, I don't know if I have it on my phone.
Logo.
Yeah, he's got a cool logo that he's putting on there. Some of them are going to have the new Hank Strange Blaster logo on there. And then people were like, well, what about Babyface? So we were like, well, let's do the Babyface Dick Butt logo.
That sounds amazing.
I have not seen this Dick Butt logo.
You've seen it.
Okay?
He has it. Where's the Dick Butt logo?
I can get the logo itself. The lower is down in the safe.
No, where's the one with your face on it?
Oh, no, I don't know what that is. I have no
okay.
idea.
So we're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to make that happen again. I'm pretty sure.
Dick Butt with my logo on it?
Yeah. No, with your. No, it wasn't your logo. It had your
my
face.
My actual face? I'm not sure I'm on board with that. If you
Wait,
do my logo.
we designed this already. It's gonna be the Dick Butt logo, BFP face on it, and maybe a boob job.
I don't know if that's gonna sell very well, but okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
You gotta look at your market here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe the baby face logo, whatever. Yeah. Or come up with. Well, we got to come up with something, and we'll see. We'll see if we can. We can get some lowers sold here, right, Walter?
Oh, well, I don't think I'm going to have any problems selling.
No.
I'm trying to get more 80% lowers right now, actually. So
you let me know when you get some. I want in.
Yeah,
Do you actually sell an MP5, Walter?
Say that again, Mike.
Do you actually sell an MP5? Like you build one?
No, I don't.
No, he makes the stock.
Yeah, we make the stock for the back, either a stock or a brace. But I don't do the whole gun. No.
Hey, look what I got sitting right here. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah. It's sitting right here.
Yeah.
One of those evil pistol braces.
Oh, yeah. I got the shivers looking.
So, by the way, I'm gonna throw up the Civis Pacem that Walter did for the folks out there, so you guys can see it. I think this is cool.
I like that. I really do. I like that.
Which means if you seek peace, prepare for war. It says, God shall triumph over evil.
Or good shall triumph over evil.
I'm sorry, why did I say God? Yeah, I'm dyslexic. Good shall triumph over evil. There you go. And it's got a hot chick. Is that a chick? No, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
That's an angel. It's an angel. This angel needs boobies.
I just got to the point where I can actually see that logo. That deep engraving looks incredible.
That's the laser. That's the laser, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think
that's
the angel guy.
Yeah, the angel. Yeah, we gotta like put some boobies on that. You know what? It would be cool. We put Babyface's face on that angel.
No.
He's on the gun.
Okay, I'm just messing around. Okay, so check it out. Here's the Hank Strange one. The Hank Strange one has the blaster logo. Yeah, that's very detailed also. See, there you go. That's a laser blaster. The Hank Strange, the skull and crossbones is what my logo is. So I know you don't see crossbones in here. Just trust me on that. There's crossbones.
Okay. We'll trust you.
Yeah, you gotta just trust and believe. Okay, so Babyface, you got to come up with dick butt, or whatever you got to do.
I'm ready.
Hey, I
got a good one.
Engraving.
Walter, that's for you. Mike said, "Who's doing the engraving?"
What was it? That's we have a laser machine that actually you can take that logo of Hank's and put it, transfer that file into the laser, and you just basically, as long as everything is cool, you size it and you say go.
How long does that take? That deep engraving of the Civis Pacem Parabellum, how long was that?
I would have. I don't know. I'd have to ask. I wasn't in there when they were doing it.
Yeah, I think Chris knows.
Chris or my son.
Are we talking minutes or hours? Like
probably no. I think it was like 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
Oh,
something like that.
That's fast. It burns it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kiaski says link for sale. We're working all that out, Walter. We don't have the link yet.
Once I actually have them, then we'll go that route. But I don't want to. I have to deal with my significant other on a daily basis, and if I put something out there and there's nothing to sell, and people are calling and bugging her, she'll kill me. So, she loves to sell things, and she likes to run the credit card machine, but that needs to be in her hand so she can.
80 percenters from the usual suspects are gone.
Yeah.
I've been in contact with the people at Anderson, and they won't have any till next year.
Yeah.
Good. They're making too much money, hand over fist.
Everything.
And then
everything's just basically being beamed out the door right now.
Well, I can only pay so much for that lower too. I can't pay $80 for a 40% for an 80% lower and then sell it for $100. It just doesn't economically. It doesn't work. So
yeah.
But the Anderson had a good price, and I won't say it on the interweb, but if you don't have it, it doesn't matter how good the price is.
No. Johnny Kamikaze says, I want a BFP lower. Actually, I would buy a logo of any of you guys on it. Love you guys when you're on Mondays. So there you go. I want to see Mike competing with a Babyface P Dick Butt logo.
I'll make it happen.
And explaining that to all the other dudes in the competition thing. Like,
Walter, have you done any of the number crunching on going for forgings instead? Because you have the machinery for that.
Yeah, but no, I don't have a broaching machine. You have to do the mag weld the right way. You have to broach.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, and it's way easier to go 80% than to because it's quick to finish then. So
yeah.
One company said they had them in stock, and I placed an order with them, but the only way you could pay with them was Google Pay. And I'm like, I don't have Google Pay. And I was like,
weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it was strange. I know. I was like, and then try to call them.
Are you sure they weren't some Nigerian princes?
Yeah. I don't believe that. That's weird.
And their phone number was busy 24/7. I mean, I could not get through that.
Yeah, that's some BS to me.
Don't do it.
I got to do some more search. I might end up paying a little bit more.
You better check that area code. See if it's a Nigeria area code.
704. 704 was the area code. 704.
Kiaski does not like dick butt. He just Googled.
Yeah, he says I just Googled babyface P dick butt. Don't ever do that.
It's just dick butt.
Someone had that picture. I've seen it before.
Is that like a rainbow coming out of your butt or something's butt?
You don't know what dick butt is? Hold on, I'll grab an image of dick butt.
But no, there was one with your face on it that someone did. I don't know.
You gotta have to find it because I don't know who made that.
Okay, I gotta find that. You don't remember that? I think we were talking on one of the podcasts and someone did it and sent it in.
Probably did. They've done everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's see here. There's some different comments. Oh wait, you found one?
Look at it.
That's just dick butt. This is regular old dick butt.
This is just a regular one. Okay, hold on. Let's put it up there so we can totally.
Okay.
You'll never get Mike coming back on a Monday ever again after this. After I show this. Wait a second. Hold on. What's happening? Let me see. Hold on. How come I didn't? Copy the link.
Kiaski says, no, I know dick butt. My search was flawed. I don't know what search you put in, but normal dick butt. It's just dick.
Okay, here we go. So this is what we're talking about for the people. Oh no, wrong one. Here we go. That's what we're talking about for the people who don't know. It kind of looks like a chicken. Looks like a chicken.
You know, actually, that would probably sell there. That would.
Hey, I'm telling you,
you
put BFP on that bad boy. Yeah.
You need to do a dick butt special edition safety harbor lower.
Somebody put his face on that. Don't you guys remember this? I can't remember what episode it was. Someone did that. That was a thing.
What about one time when somebody took Babyface picture and they put boobs on them?
Yeah, there's that one out there too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm telling you, it's gold. It's gold. It's like printing money. You know, we can have like a special thing. You know, we can have a special thing like boobs for Babyface, and you don't have to get it. We could donate the boobs to somebody else.
Who needs boobs? Let's go find like a cancer patient. I bet you we'd make a ton of money, raise a ton of money for a charity if there was like a cancer patient needs
somebody
to.
who you just need some boobs. You know?
Yeah, I bet you that'd be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Elfster's Rifles and Reloading. He says 105 watching. Smash the thumbs ups, everyone. I agree with that. Okay, listen, I'm just going to go to this. This is going to be a shameless plug for me.
Okay.
That I'm going to go to right now. So for all the people who are worried with all this stuff going on, no one knows when they're going to get hit. I don't know if Mike or Babyface or Walter or myself when we're going to get smashed upside the head by the social medias. So I'm trying to tell you guys it's really easy, very simple for you to figure out where we are. So I'm going to screen share with you here. Go to the Google machine, which is horrible and evil. Search Hank Strange. You put Hank Strange in there. When the .com comes up, you can go to the .com. Let's see if this works. Right up top here, there's Strangerholics. You click on you can always, where that pew is, you can go fill out get on the email list. So now all these Smarties, or what do you guys call these things? Skittles or whatever looking icons, this is all the stuff. So we're on Patreon. Look at this, how easy this is. You can click on that and it takes you to Patreon. It's amazing. It's like magic. So you can go through that and you can go to our Patreon. Babyface has a Patreon also. Mike, does Mike have one?
I forgot the name of it, because even if it's still.
Okay. Babyface, what's yours?
Babyface P. Look up Babyface P on Patreon. It'll come up, and you guys are helping do God's work by giving me money to buy things to make. So I can make things.
Amen. Amen.
That's the plate, brother.
Sweet baby Jesus face P.
That's the plate, brother. That's the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you can find that, and if we go back over here, so that's the Patreon. That's one of the ways you guys can help us. You got the Facebooks and your Twitters here. Instagram is there. This P, that's for a Parler. So if you click on that P, that will take you to the Parler page here if it's going to load. I don't know if everything's crashing. Boom, there's the Parler page that you can go to. You could do this on your phone as well. You could follow us. I'm also on Minds. I don't know if you guys have heard of Minds.
Yep.
So I'm on there as well. That's the one with the light, and I'm on Tumblr. But there's the one. There's the Minds. Minds. I'm Real Hank Strange, by the way. For anyone who's looking, let me see. Someone's texting me something. Someone's sending a message here.
I don't mean to be negative or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, since I'm a social media guru, as a person who's trying to do some work during the day, it's hard to have 5 or 6 different
Social media
places to post and update and this and that without making mistakes and reposting, which has happened with me. So I have the theory about you.
You're breaking up, Walt.
Okay, as long as it's not me.
Instagram, just use them like a Trojan for right now. Am I there?
Yeah.
I guess
yeah,
not.
Something about Trojans and Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Is Patrick still on? Or did he
No, you're
fall
there.
off?
I think you're there. You're back.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't. I don't. Only person I see on my screen is a.
How is it that his
anybody
computer
else.
hates me, but it's fine with everybody else?
I don't know what's. You're still here, Walter.
Well,
We can
I
hear you now.
don't see
Oh,
Mike
broke
either
up.
right now.
There he goes.
Okay.
Someone's getting on the devices. Listen, while you guys are figuring that out, let's show Mike's Patreon. I found it, pulled it up. Boom. There he goes.
Let me see something.
Looks like Tintin right there. And that's MW's Patreon for you guys are looking for it. It's MW Tactical on Patreon, so there you go.
Dash W Tactical.
M-W, yeah, M-W Tactical Podcast. For anyone who's looking for it there, it's definitely there. Walter went off. Okay, so let me go through. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with showing you guys on the page. So if you go back to the page, we've got video platforms. There's YouTube. There's Full30. There's this one's Gunstreamer, and then this gray one here on the end. That's actually library.tv. We've got a bunch of videos that are going up over there, and this is on the blockchain and all that kind of good stuff, whatever it's called. So there you go. So it should survive through the apocalypse, right? I know it doesn't matter if I said it right, babyface.
I don't even know how blockchain fully works, so
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's a guy who there's something called TUSC, which is like Bitcoin, but there's a gentleman who's going to be coming on, Rob McNeely, who came up with a Bitcoin for the firearms industry, and I think we have him coming on sometime this week. We need to start decentralizing things.
Mm-hmm.
Platforms, social media, that kind of stuff. We need to decentralize it and get it away from these places that can go after us. We need to figure out how to buy and sell things from each other. We need to figure that out. So we all need to start thinking about these things, and I don't know everything about it either. So I think he's coming on this week. It might be Wednesday. I don't know if Lola's here or not, but yeah, Lola says Wednesday we'll have him on. So, and Vanessa Kitty says Christmas dick butt antenna balls would be cute. So I don't know. Can you have someone make those?
Maybe.
I don't know. You got to research that, Patrick.
Oh, okay. I have to research it.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. And what's going on here with Walter? Okay, what's up, Walt?
Can you hear me now? Can you see me now?
Yes, we can. Yes, sir.
Something I bought at an auction here locally, right, recently.
I called dibs.
Can I fit an MP5 in it?
Well,
make it full auto.
At least you're in the right country.
Okay.
All right. This is a box of
magazines.
These are MG13 magazines.
Ah.
MG13 was an 8mm machine gun.
Oh God.
Of
mag fed from like what, 10 rounds?
25, I think.
25. Okay.
So, yeah, the Germans used it in World War II, and then some other countries did too. But I bought these at an auction. I don't have an MG13, but these are all marked properly, made in 1938, and cool. Got the eagle on them and all that stuff.
Nazis.
Good Nazi stuff. This case is actually made by the same company that made the magazines in 1938. So yeah, just cool. Old mags do matter. I just let that web address go too, by the way.
Why?
Because I just wasn't doing anything with it.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking I was going to actually start a website selling magazines, but I have too many other things going on.
I was going to say, you could have added a one extra A to that, and you could have blown up right now. Old MAGA matters. Old MAGAs matter.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I don't think, speaking of that, I don't think Trump is going to fade away gracefully either.
So that's another thing, since we're back on this. A great lesson from history is if you look at the 1820 election, it was another election that was basically stolen
100 years ago.
Yes, yeah. Looking at 1820, that's 200 years ago.
200 years
ago.
Sorry,
200. My bad.
200. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Actually,
sorry, that was Reaganomics math or something. Yeah, go ahead. The new math.
It was between. Let me pull up the names real quick. Is this the one, or was it 1824? Either one. It might have been 1824. The election was basically stolen from one of the presidents. I think it was Monroe took it. The Democratic it was Monroe and Tompkins. No, it must have been the 1824 election. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so the point there is they basically stole the election. Yeah, it was this one here. The people running were...
James Miller says 1820 was stolen from Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, that's what it was. 1820, yeah. Stolen from Andrew Jackson, and history tells us that Andrew Jackson, it literally was stolen. Clay was third in place, and the way it worked back then, there were only 13 states in the Union, so when it went up for Electoral College and it got voted on, nobody got the amount of votes to take everything, so it went to the House for a vote. basically third place runner-up because they take the top 3 into the House at the time. Clay basically said, well, I really, really hate Andrew Jackson more than anything else. So he went with Adams, John Quincy Adams, and said, listen, I will give you my votes. Anybody that's voting for me, all these states that I got, I'll give them to you, supposedly, if you give me a position on your cabinet. That was the rumor. And he did get a position on John Quincy Adams' cabinet at the time. But Andrew Jackson went out afterwards after losing it because he had won popular, he had won everything, and was expecting for them to just say, yeah, we'll give it to you. Let's see. So Andrew Jackson had won 41% of the popular vote, and of the electoral vote, 99. So the next place was, after his 41, John Quincy Adams got 30% of the popular vote and 84 of the electoral. So it should have been an easy. They went to the House, and the House said, "Yeah, you get it," because he was a clear front runner. Clay sold his votes to Adams. Adams put him in a position for that 4 years. But in that 4 years' time, Jackson came back and made a very grassroots movement to get reelected, to get elected, won the 1824 election, and supposedly changed the face of politics for like 30 years afterwards, 35 years. So again, it's not over. Trump's not going into he's not going to just sail away.
He's not going to fade away.
No, it's not happening.
He's going to be Biden's.
Yep.
I foresee Trump having rallies after, even if he's not the president.
Oh yeah.
He will have gatherings.
Yes.
Gunfather Precision says Trump is already the favorite for Republican nominee in 2024, according to the GOP. I don't know. I would move on, but that's me.
I don't see
I'm not saying he should move on
him.
now. I'm saying like 2024.
I
that's
personally
too far
don't
in the
see
future.
him moving on. People like him.
Yeah.
Do you miss me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catfishing Chris. Okay, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. So let me see. I haven't read this whole thing. So I just got on and found this. I'm drunk, Pro 2A, and I'm going to sit here till I pass out. I already love you guys. Shout out to Barnauls. Got tons of it.
Hang in there, man. Don't hurt yourself, though.
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, welcome. Come on in. Smash the thumbs ups. Hang out with us. We'll be here all week. I think we're off Friday. Because we got some stuff going on this weekend.
One of the things I did this over the weekend in St. Augustine's, I went to the St. Augustine distillery.
Oh, okay.
We did that 2 weeks ago. What was your favorite drink?
Well, we came home with a bottle of vodka and a bottle of bourbon.
Did you try their shooters along the way as you toured?
We tried everything. Yeah.
It was their Florida Mule was fantastic.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, we bought.
Good.
Peggy
What's
bought
in the
mix
Florida
for that.
Mule?
Oh
It's
God!
just
It's like a Moscow Mule with bourbon.
No, that has vodka in it.
Rum. I don't.
Okay.
It's vodka, the mule mix,
No, I
and
thought
then
it had some kind of special Florida ingredients.
Well, probably their mule mix.
Yeah.
Here it is, St.
Like
Augustine
gator
Florida
tail or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we tried everything. Then we ate in the restaurant there too.
Okay, cool.
We didn't stop to eat at the restaurant, but we did do some drinking, so that was fun.
Let's switch a little bit here. This is for Mike, in honor of Mike being here. There's some USPSA competition news that we could talk about. This is on The Truth About Guns. We'll come back to that other stuff. New York range safety officer killed, unfortunately, that's terrible, by negligent discharge during USPSA competition. This is an update from Penfield Gun Club Genesee Conservation League, where a man was killed in an accidental shooting today. Says the man was certified range officer and was struck by an accidental discharge from a competitor's firearm.
Oh man.
That's
that kind of stuff I have dreams about, bad dreams about. So,
67-year-old man was killed by an accidental discharge of a firearm at a Western New York gun club. Authority says deputies were called to the Genesee Conservation League in Penfield at 9:30 a.m. Saturday. And it goes on. So he was shot at the club's indoor range and pronounced dead at the scene. His name was not released. What do you think of, because you do a lot of competition, Mike, do you worry about this? what kind of like safety precautions do you see about this? You seen any close calls and stuff like that?
No, the only close calls that I've seen as far as anybody getting hurt when it comes to competition shooting is like videos that happened years ago before certain rules were put in place because the sport is very safe. You can't walk around with a loaded firearm until you're given the command to make ready, and that's right before you go to run the stage. And even when you're doing that, you got at least two people being safeties over your action. So it's like I said, they got safety precautions in place to avoid accidents like this happening. But I asked my buddy about this incident that took place, and what he stated was, because when you read the article, it doesn't go into complete details about anything. And what he actually expressed was, after the make ready command, which is you put a magazine in, rack your slot, now there's one in the chamber. If your firearm has a safety, you have to re-engage the safety. But he said the firearm, but I can't remember the name of the firearm he stated, but when the competitor went to go pull it out the holster, supposedly the firearm fell, and it fell on the hammer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's how it actually went off.
Wow.
But like I said, reading that, it doesn't go into complete
Yeah.
details. But of course, by us being competitors, we're going to know somebody who knew somebody who was there or who's doing an investigation. So,
oh,
Yeah.
and so, like, it's a sad tragedy that happens. But like I said, if you actually get a chance to go out to a competition match, you will actually see the measures that are taken for safety. And I can do a match here in South Carolina. I can come to Florida. I can go to California. All the rules are the same. Nothing is changed or deviated from.
Yeah. I think, if you do something this much, unfortunately, there's going to be, just statistically, is bound to go wrong at some point. But yeah, this is why you guys have all those rules. And then this, from what you're saying, just seemed like one of those freak accidents, right? The gun, he brought out the gun and it dropped, and yeah.
I want to say over the past 15 years, this is probably the second incident.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that sucks, man. Just have to continue to be careful out there. Let's see what other gun stuff if we can. I don't know if that was probably a big downer.
yeah, that was a quiet moment for me.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. What gun stuff have you guys, or were you guys even looking at any gun stuff over the weekend? Anyone really thinking about that?
I saw somebody. I saw a matchlock fired, and a cannon.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Mike?
I'm still looking for primers, so if somebody
Okay, you and Patrick.
please.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
The simple pleasures. The simple pleasures. Finding a box.
You guys need to monitor Elfsters, who he's probably watching us right now, reloading.
I think you need to monitor the whole internet. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. But
I've gotten
Elfsters
to the
is
point-
usually on top of it. Huh?
I've gotten to the point of researching what chemicals are used for priming compound and seeing how it's done, and
You're
then
gonna
realizing that nobody will sell me those chemicals. So
Well, probably not for modern stuff. No.
no.
That stuff is really volatile.
Yo, yeah, you have to do it all wet. So it can't be done dry, otherwise you blow yourself up. Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not if they look you up and find that dick butt picture.
No, yeah, they're not gonna sell me anything.
Maybe you could. Well, no.
Yeah.
But on the other end of that is black powder, and black powder is relatively easy to make.
Yeah.
If you just do it right, it's not that hard. And you can make stuff that you can use in a firearm, a black powder firearm. That is. Yeah, just a little something in case things get dicey. And who has black powder guns? Anybody else besides me have any black powder guns?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I started thinking about black powder a couple crises ago. Let's say that we use that word crisis ago. Thinking of options in case you really had to.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So since everyone's miserable now, should we go back to Biden? You guys want to go back?
Not really.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so we gotta find. We
How
gotta
about some more
find.
dick butt?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that some more? That'll definitely. I could just imagine the guys from Barnauls tuning in, like, "Oh, really? Yeah, this
Yeah,
is what goes on here."
this is Mondays. I
Yeah.
mean, this is America. This is America.
Yeah. I spent most of my weekend doing car stuff. So, yeah, I'm making some car videos that.
Hey,
you guys will
wait
be
a minute.
seeing
Wait a
soon.
minute. You were doing stuff with Richard Hughes. Tell us about your templates.
Oh yeah, Richard Hughes 3D printed.
The reason
some
you didn't
BOP.
reason you didn't come with me and have fun. You stayed and played with templates.
Well, that's not the only thing. I had I had car stuff going on
Oh,
legitimately.
okay.
But we saw Richard on what was it? Sunday. And so Richard has been working on a BOP template. So we got some steel that came from Action Target steel. So it's the hostage targets is the silhouette, and it has that hostage swinger that goes on the back of it. We actually got it in from Barnauls, so we decided to do a make a template so that we can when we spray paint up the steel, we can shout out the BOP and Barnauls every time we do that, and and also at the same time put a target on there. So we designed this whole thing. I'll actually run in some video of throwing that up there for the folks out there who want to see that. Let's see. There we go. So here's high speed painting it up. We used the Alumahide spray on this, and Rich made this BOP thing. So now we can shout out Barnauls. We'll have a target there that we can shoot at. It's not super accurate, but
You're using a $35
I
can
know.
of spray paint. Are you
Yes.
high as a kite?
yes, absolutely, 100%.
I was going to say
Yeah.
something. It's
Yeah.
like, I think
We're
I got
testing.
some guns
We're
we can paint
testing
with
it.
that.
So here you guys can see right now. This is the template here that Rich made. I think for his first try it was relatively good. I had a couple of inputs into that, so and then you guys will see how it goes on the steel. We are testing the Alumahide paint. We want to see how tough the Alumahide paint could be. I think this is a valid test.
I
this
think
is
I
a
have some
valid
guns
test.
we can paint.
That's like me wanting to test corn cob on the side of a spaceship because I just want to see how it'll hold up.
Yeah.
Could you
It's
just
not
paint a
gonna do
magazine?
anything. It's for the wrong thing.
I think
You're
it's
using the wrong
awesome.
product.
Awesome. It's an awesome, valid use for it. It's gonna change the industry of paint. Okay.
It's going to change the face of targets.
What did you say? What did you say, Mike?
How so?
We will
Yeah.
find out how tough
Thank you.
paint is. Can it take anything from 22 up to 223? How tough is it? What can it? What kind of punishment can it endure? We might be able to develop a bulletproof paint out of this. I think this is very possible.
All right.
I think I'm going to have to bring the flamethrower up there.
Listen, when I get my Cybertruck, I'm going to get a bunch of this Alumahide and paint that.
Can I shoot your truck, please?
No.
Please,
Please.
please.
No, I don't think so. Absolutely not.
'Cause I do have something that will kill your truck.
I know you do. I think that thing is only rated for a round or two of 9mm. Yeah.
Sure.
Born to be a shooter says, Hank, I'm getting a Digi-Trigger 1.2 spare parts and a pistol lower because I'm going to sell some crap because they're worth more than I paid and don't really use.
Yeah.
We can get,
Now's the time. If you got a
Yeah.
boatload of stuff sitting around, sell. It's the
You
time
got
to
stuff
sell.
not attached to. You got extra stuff.
Mhm.
Find a home for it because there's people
Yup.
looking.
Yeah, this is a good time. Buy low, sell
I
high.
don't know if it's a good time for extra magazines and stuff like that, but if you've got parts and pieces and yeah, definitely. Ammunition you don't need.
And by the
If there
way,
is-
the Brownells Alumahide is like $12, $13, babyface.
It's so it'd be like $15 a
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Because of shipping.
Yeah.
So
So
a can of spray paint's like $3.50
yeah.
for like the good spray paint.
Yeah, that's true. But we're testing for testing purposes. I think I think it's okay. I think the people out there now know how tough because of us. You're welcome, people out there in the world. You're welcome for us developing and testing. Well, we didn't really develop. That's not true. One of these days, we will lead to further development in the science and technology of this Alumahide paint. I promise.
And I'm sure your testing was very scientific.
Oh, yes, it was.
I'm still stuck.
Is that before or after you had Richard rake leaves?
He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that at all. I was like, you know what, Richard? I think I need to have like a get together over here so I can get to people to help clean up this place.
I think it needs to be about 50 degrees out though when we do that.
Yeah.
Like it was that one time.
Yeah. Pixamite, what's Pixamite saying still? I'm like you to paint targets with.
I said it wasn't 30. It was more like 15. He said, I'm like you. I'm not painting targets with $15 can of spray paint.
It's for science, people.
Science.
It's for science. Okay. You're all welcome. Like, how do you think we make advancements in this world? We go to the moon. Some people go to the moon so you can have your cell phone. Okay? This is us going to the moon. Well, going out onto the hacienda. It's not really that far. But we're testing this for the betterment of society and culture.
Boldly shooting what no one has shot before.
Yes. This is like when someone here in Florida invented Gatorade. I think. We might develop something like that. So.
Don't start drinking paint, Hank. Don't start drinking paint.
Shooting Gallery, and he says, I sprayed my muzzle loader I built in college in the black Alumahide. Yeah. So
it works great.
It's
good stuff.
Great. It's good stuff, yeah.
I have no problem with the Barnauls paints. I like them.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? I figured someone would complain because I'm shooting the Barnauls logo. No, it was like, Babyface is starting. You're using this paint that I could have painted something with.
Don't you have things you wanted painted crazy colors?
Yeah, but we're testing it. We're finding out. We're finding out right now how that paint does on steel.
Hey, now, by the way, for all you YouTube minders, this is an empty stock. This is not a real gun. He wanted me to paint this gold. This Heist.
That would be so beautiful. That would be so beautiful. By the way, there's no barrel. There's no trigger. There's nothing. That's basically polymer right there.
That's plastic. It's plastic. It's plastic.
Yeah. That would be so.
Green.
Say that again, Mike.
Why not lime green, zombie green?
No,
I like that better actually than gold.
I think gold would be awesome, and then we get like one of those gold. We get one of those chains and paint it gold and put that on a chain. It's gonna be magnificent.
You're gonna be like what's his face with the clock around his neck.
Yeah, except better, bigger. Rolling around with my Glock 40.
Speaking of that, there's a woman that comes around around the shop, who's a scrapper. She collects metal for scrap, and she's a black woman, black female, and she goes, I come walking out. She was there picking some stuff up, and I come walking out with one of my shotguns, going to the other, just moving it from one building to the next, and she goes, I need one of those. How much are they? And I said, that one's about $550, but it's got paperwork like a machine gun. And he goes, oh, she didn't do something like that. And she's talking to somebody else, and I guess her son got shot. She said he got shot with a 40.
It's always a 40.
And I'm like, I didn't ask why or what or how or anything like that. I was like, okay.
It is very popular amongst my people. I have to say.
The upside of owning a 40, ammunition is always available. You can probably still get ammo for a 40.
Yeah, 40 is
I bet.
It is. Well, I don't know about right now at this moment.
This is not a good time for...
At this moment right now, maybe not. But
I did see Global Ordnance they sent me an email saying they have cases of 7.62 by 39 for $300.
That's...
what, 1,000 rounds?
300 for 1,000. It's not great, but that's not as bad as something.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy as 223 is right
What
now.
was the cheapest you guys were seeing?
9mm.
Yeah. What was the cheapest you guys were seeing like the AK ammo for? Like a
50.
Now or back
250?
in the day?
No, well, not back in the day. Like let's say end of last
Before
year.
the pandemic.
Yeah, end of last year.
It was going 200, 220.
220 maybe, yeah.
Sometimes 199, something like that. 195, yeah.
Yeah.
1,000.
Brick says you can't get squat locally. Listen, 40 is always available in Florida. I don't know if it's available in Florida right now. And up north, where 40 is very popular, you can't find 40, but you can find 9 up there. But I'm not sure what's going on right now. You probably like all ammo. If someone out there in some part of the country is able, like you're seeing 40 when you go to the stores, tell us right now what you're seeing and where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 40 Glock, and I got 40 ammo, and I think I've maybe shot that Glock. I don't know, maybe a couple mags, 3 mags, and.
Wait, you actually have a Glock 40?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not pleasant to shoot.
No, I don't like 40.
The 40 is not. I shot that thing and it's like, oh, this is. I mean, I'm like whining about ammunition when I shoot 50 cals, but still, it's just not very fun.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna say Iso Axhol. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Iso Axhol says.
Why
here magic mushrooms now legal after vote in D.C.?
Yeah, what was it? What state out west decriminalized hard drugs?
Oregon.
Oregon decriminalized everything.
So hallucinogenic mushrooms are legal in D.C.?
Let's find out.
I'm guessing Joe Rogan will be moving there next.
So where do you get a? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Usually, where you have hallucinogenic mushrooms, you have cows, because it grows in cow shit. So where's the cow shit in D.C.?
In Congress.
Oh, well, that's
Yep, they decriminalize the use of psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Hey, Hank, I'll let you shoot my 40. It's all steel, but it's a 2011 platform, 1911.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that'll probably be a little easier on the hands. All
steel.
Yeah, so it's about as much, a little bit more than a 9. So.
Did you? It's got the trigger that it came with.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that firearm is all custom. Everything is custom on it. It isn't like a stock firearm.
Okay. So you're competing with 40?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Cool.
You got 2 scoring, major and minor. So minor is normally your 9mm. Major is your 40.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Bring that down here sometime. Make sure you bring ammo. Brick says, I watched a lady get half a case of 9mm and half a case of 223 Barnauls for $600.
What?
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
I mean, what did we say? What was I saying earlier? There are suckers out there that will have fallen for snake oil forever.
Well, people don't have any ammo.
Not my problem.
Somebody was telling me it was some auction site or something where you can bid on stuff, and it was bidding on primers for like $700.
What?
That's a lot of primers, I'm assuming.
There's an auction down here, and I think they were selling like 1,000 rounds of 223 for like $700 or something.
Who has gone this crazy?
Wow.
Worst come to worst, I have a whole can of the 7.62 by 45, that Czech ammo. That's like, and there's a lot of other stuff to shoot up before I get to that 1,000 rounds of Czech ammo. So,
yeah,
we're not going to get there. We're not going to get there.
Let's see. American Freedom Outdoor says, in my area, we're seeing a little 380 here, and there's very little 9, and 45 is hit or miss. Also, I haven't seen 40 in a while either, surprisingly.
And Armament Accidents say it's 40 is bad. Abrams shot full house 10mm. Not
a
a,
Glock 20.
not out of a regular handgun. I haven't. No.
Yeah. And Len Holt is getting at us. He says, I don't know how the wimps managed to shoot it all. Proper bullet weight in a 40 is nice, no snap. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably have 500 rounds of 40 sitting around someplace. I don't know.
Yeah. YNH says, I got a half a case of 9mm for $160 this past weekend.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad, all things considered, right now. That's not bad.
Yeah. And Kiaski wants to know if you're
$320.
Yeah. Kiaski says, Walter, you talking about the auction house on Belcher?
Yes, sir, I am.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just like shocked how much some people are paying for some of this ammo, and some people are buying this ammo as nothing special either, and they're paying a lot of money for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And paying a buyer's premium, and some of these people are probably shipping it. So it's like, whew.
I'm not that desperate for ammo yet.
Yeah.
No.
MW, this is from Armament and Access for MW. He says, what is MPF now? It used to be 175 velocity times weight
160.
divided by 1,000. I have no idea what the hell that is, but
Power factor.
yeah.
Yeah, he's asking about the power factor for the bullets and major for limited. It's 165, and for minor, it's 125.
Mm-hmm. Leo P30 SK says there's no ammo in Lancaster County, PA.
And Catfish and Chris said he picked up 28 boxes of 223 steel for $6 a box. That's not bad. That's not bad now. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think you could probably still get some good deals out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like everything. Some places are getting full on retail and then some, and other you just have to shop around, I guess.
Some people are jacking up prices. Okay, let's ask this here. So we got a couple of minutes left on the show. How long do you guys think it is before people start whittling down wood and carving up wood bullets? How long do you think? And that's a real thing. I didn't know this until I went to the Dragon Man's Museum, and he was showing how in World War II it got so bad they were wood bullets.
That must have been resistance people.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, you've seen it, right? People were shooting wood bullets and stuff. No,
we're way. Don't look
at me like I'm crazy.
That happens during wartime. That doesn't happen during
So you might as well just get a bow and arrow. Call it.
Yeah,
those
get
are
into
wood
black
bullets.
powder. Black powder and start melting lead.
Oh, I can make black powder, and that's no problem.
How fast can you make a gun from scratch?
Do I have
I need it?
Do I have a 12?
No, what's the like how fast and what gun can you make like from scratch?
Hype shotgun.
I make a 12 gauge slam fire shotgun.
12 gauge slam fire.
Yep. Boom, and then I take your gun.
Yep.
Yeah. Get a weapons upgrade, as I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a nice improvised explosive device.
Right. Born to be a shooter, Josh says, Hank, there were 40 up until a few weeks ago. No 9, a little 45, no 40, even no 357 SIG hunting calibers, including 6.5, no freaking 22 LR, hardly anything common. Luckily, my stock have a ton of back orders coming in. Okay.
It's sad. I just have really just stopped shooting for the most part. Like, I can't get primers. Primers is typically reloading. Used to be my fallback because there was always enough components. With the primer shortage, I've just kind of slowed my shooting to a bare minimum.
Yeah. And at some point, we'll just be making gun videos like those soldiers that were training. What country was that we were talking about?
Denmark.
We'll just go pew. Oh, man, this thing is awesome. I can't believe the pew factor.
Patrick, I've got several thousand 223 cases and probably several thousand Projos and probably several thousand primers for 223.
Are you giving these up, Walt?
I don't think so.
And this needs to be, the work needs to be done. That's what needs to be happening. So,
Yeah.
I can always facilitate work if the payment is a couple rounds in the pocket.
Yeah, it'd be convenient to have a loader that's automated and knock it out relatively quickly. I probably have 7,000 rounds of 223 brass that's clean and processed and everything. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, primers. I have powder. I have bullets. I have plenty of casings. Can't find primers anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those components coming from outside of the country?
They do. As far as I'm aware, Wolf and Cellier and Bellet are the only two that we import when it comes to primers, I think. But as far as I can tell, every single primer that is being made is being put into live ammunition and not sold to the reloading market. So,
yeah.
Until the actual ammo market slows down, the primer market's not going to come back.
I don't know. Yeah, and Pete Brownell was saying that regardless of what happened in the election, that's going till the last quarter. Now I think we're probably going to get deep into 2021.
And then don't forget the Remington's factory, which is a major supplier to all of this, is all still down, I believe, as far as I know.
Well, yeah, and there's investigations and stuff going on because there was some shenanigans in the bidding process. Remember we were all talking about the Round Hill Group? And I was saying that, I think I said this a long time ago, that the Round Hill Group was run by someone who actually used to be a CEO at Remington. Mm-hmm. And he somehow wound up buying back Remington.
Yeah, but...
So, yeah, that's going to get investigated. Yeah. So, it's gonna be interesting. There's going to be a couple of things up in the air out there. All right, listen, we're at 9 o'clock. Hopefully we help some people get their frustrations out there. I hope the folks who are hanging out with us, we still have over 100 people hanging out with us, and we appreciate and love you guys. Hopefully you smash those thumbs ups right now. I'm going to go around the clock here and get everyone to tell you how you can follow them and support them on social media and what stuff they're getting up on. I'm going to start with Mike from MW Tactical, our good friend here. Mike, what should the folks out there do?
Please go follow me on Facebook, M-W Tactical, Instagram, M_W Tactical, and just follow me through my journey through the sport of competition shooting. If you're into podcasting, check out my podcast, Season 3, that's out now, the M-W Tactical Podcast, on all your favorite streaming platforms. Just look up the M-W Tactical Podcast, go to my YouTube channel, M-W Tactical, and you can also check out the podcast that will be released every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on here, Mike, and putting up. There's a little bit of venting going on. So I appreciate that. Let's go to Babyface P.
YouTube.com/BabyfaceP, or Instagram is baby_face_P. The HK, the MP5, is still being built in video time, so it's done, it's shot, I play with it, it's a lovely firearm, but in YouTube world, the videos are still going out. I think we only have 3 more episodes, so in the next month it'll be done.
Yeah, so when are we going to see you doing some tactical maneuvers?
You could have if you were at the house on Saturday.
Oh, you were doing tactical maneuvers?
I was running around shooting targets.
Okay, you've got some kind of strap for that thing? Or
oh yeah, I went and got the 3-point sling and everything to play with.
What? Okay, cool. Fun. All right, so when is that coming out?
Next couple weeks is when. No, I didn't do any filming over the weekend. I just wanted to test. I literally was just there to test it.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So at some point you'll do some tactical stuff and put it out.
I got to figure out what my next project is, so you guys got to help me figure that out.
All right, very cool. Walter, how can the folks start harassing you about those lowers?
Nickel stripper for nickel.
Nickel stripper. I thought about that today. It's sitting in the garage, and I need to strip some nickel.
Yeah.
Okay. They get a hold of us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Safety Hour Farms. There's safetyhourfarms.com. There's stenparts.com. And for all the mini bike fun, there's Dirtfoot Racing on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. In the chat, Wiso Axhole was commenting about 50 caliber round being inexpensive or not highly priced. That's because there's not a lot of demand for 50 cal.
Yeah, now's the time to get it.
Well, it hasn't went up because there's not 5 trillion people with 50 calibers. So, but yeah, that's why it's still $3, $3.30, $4 around. That's not bad. So
Yeah. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. Average Joe says good show. Catfish Chris says I'm drunk and still here, and I'm dying. Bedtime.
Welcome. We will see you the rest of the week.
Yeah, and he subbed. We'll be here all week. We're gonna help. We're gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere, right? So as long as you guys are here, we'll be here, and you'll have a place to come and talk to, and we'll distract you, and we'll have fun and laugh and fight. No one here is giving up any kind of fight. So we'll be here with you, fighting, commiserating, all that kind of stuff. So Walter, what you got what are you trying to show off here, Walt?
Oh, the last word, the bottle opener I got. I don't know if the people saw the bottle
okay.
opener.
I'll give you the last word on that here in a second. I'm going to run in the end right now of the show. Boom, there we go. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We're going to rip this audio out and throw it up on iTunes and all the other places you get your audio podcasts from. We want to thank Barnauls for sponsoring the show. Big thanks to Mike from MW Tactical, Babyface P for hanging out with us, Walter from Safety Harbor. All you guys, go out there, support your local gunfighters, your 2A guys, your gun guys. Support them right now more than ever. It's really tough and crazy and getting worse out there for people, and we're going to keep on keeping on with you guys. Love and support. Walter, I think you have final words or something you want to bless us with?
My IQ is huge.
Okay.
I'm the smartest guy I know.
Okay, we're out of here. We're out of here. Before Walter hits that one more time, we are out.
Make America great again.
Okay, we're out. Peace.